Hi everybody, I wanted to do a screenshot video of the syllabus, just going over a few of the requirements that are detailed inside. At the top of the syllabus are contact information for Dr. Boggs and Dr. Malone. You know the situation with Dr. Boggs, so just want to say as much as you can, please contact me, Dr. Jones, via email or text. At the bottom of my signature on my emails to you, there's information on how to contact me, and I'll also send you my cell phone number so that you can send a text as needed. The beginning part of the syllabus I'm going to let you read on your own, just because it talks about the goals and institutional standards in the honor code that are all true to Converse in any course that you take with us. If you scroll down on the second page of the syllabus, it details that this is a 40-hour clinical. Those 40 hours are going to be spread across different requirements, and those are detailed below. The first of which is a student learning project. In that project, you will work with one individual student. I suggest you get with the resource teacher in your school or the self-contained teacher and determine which student really could benefit most from the project. You'll do a pretest. You'll decide on the best topic that the student needs to work on. You'll determine a long-term goal and a short-term goal to meet those needs, and you'll document progress along the way. I'll do another screenshot video that has an example of a project that's been done so that you can see more of what's expected there. So much of your time in the 40 hours is going to be spent one-on-one with a student. The rest of the time you'll be teaching group lessons, and for those of you in this course, it's the LD component, so you'll be expected to teach a group. Now, group, I use that term loosely because that could be any 2 or more students in resource, depending on the size of the class. I have taught classes where there were 2. I have taught classes where there was only 1, and I have taught classes where there were 18, all in the same little room, which is about as big as the bedroom I have at home. So anyway, I use the term loosely, but in the group setting, the goal is for you to teach a reading lesson, a math lesson, a language lesson, which is, in other words, that's writing, written language, and then choose between science and social studies. We're all kind of trying to make this work in the placement that we have. So if that's not exactly what you can do in your school with the resource classroom or the teacher or the needs of the children, depending on their IEPs, just contact me and we'll work through those requirements. The last 3 requirements here are a videotape of you teaching a lesson. You can record that with your phone, you can record that with your tablet, or a camera. However you want to get that done is fine. What I'll likely do is open up a folder on the Google Drive and share that with you so that you can just drop it in the folder and then it'll be in my computer. So it's an easy way to share it instead of trying to upload to YouTube or anything like that. There's a time log for you to document all the time that you spend either working with a student or teaching group lessons or talking with your teacher, your cooperating teacher, things like that. So you'll want to document all of that time. And then the 5th requirement is evaluations. You and your cooperating teacher will complete an ideal educator rating scale, and I will get those to you. It says by the specified date, so that's going to be later on in the semester, not something for you to think about now. Highlighted in blue here on the screen, it says you are responsible for setting up individual conferences with the instructor. That is just for if anytime you have questions, we're all an advocate for our own learning here. So anytime you have questions, please contact me so that I can answer them. I'll check in with you periodically to see how you're doing, but do get with me if you have any questions or confusion or anything along the way. The rest of the syllabus is just a breakdown of how to go about each of the projects. This page here is about the student learning project itself. And like I said, I'll do another screenshot with an example so that you can see. But you'll pre-test the student to decide what skills are needed. You'll create 2 types of objectives, a long-term objective and several short-term objectives to reach the long-term objective. You'll write lesson plans for each session where you meet with the student. They don't need to be lengthy, but you'll need to determine the objective of the day, what you'll do, those are the procedures, and how are you going to evaluate student learning. You'll need to document student progress. So each time you meet with a student, you'll need to give a probe or a test so that you can record they are making progress or they did not meet their goal or something to that effect. And each time you're going to want a graph. You'll do this with the student. Many times I would have the students do their own graph in pencil so that it served as a motivating tool as well. And then you'll have an analysis of your project, which will be a post-test bar graph, and then write some reflections based on the results. So I think the rest of this is pretty self-explanatory. That there's a rubric here so that you know exactly how it's going to be scored. If you keep scrolling, here's the lesson plan template. So what I'll do is end this screenshot and I'll start another one with an example of one student learning project so that you can see how someone else has done it in the past.